Well, we take a look at the warmest December on record, how the year ranked, and some light snow on the way for the weekend, along with the potential for cooler air. So we did it pretty easily, actually. The warmest December ever recorded in 150 years of temperature records in the Twin Cities, and statewide, the warmest December ever recorded. Undeniably a climate change signal combined with El Nino. It was also the wettest December statewide. 410 temperature records were broke this month across the state. Warm record highs and warm overnight lows. For the Twin Cities on an annual basis, 2023 will go down as the third warmest year out of 150, number 10 for Duluth, and globally number 1. So statewide Minnesota ranking in probably that top 10 category for most of us. It was almost cool this morning. We had a few teens out there. Big Fork, Fergus Falls, some of those areas that saw temperatures dip into the upper teens, still above normal, but that's closer to their normal highs at least. So we're trying to narrow the gap a little bit. Still some patches of fog visible on satellite imagery, and in this fog, it was a freezing fog. So some of you saw some flurries and frosty conditions in that, and also you can see that fresh snow to the west in South Dakota and far western Minnesota. And now we're watching this Clipper system. It is diving south across Manitoba and Ontario towards Minnesota. This is going to bring us our light snow for the weekend. Not a lot of snow, but the way this December has gone, it's something worth talking about. So here come the light snow showers, already developing in the morning hours in northwestern Minnesota, and then moving south through the day. By the late afternoon, evening, we'll probably have light snow in the Twin Cities. And then that will continue across Wisconsin into the overnight and early Sunday morning. Not a lot of snow. We're talking about a coating for most of us, anywhere from just a dusting to a half inch in the Twin Cities. But there are going to be some pockets of potentially higher amounts, localized higher amounts, especially around Duluth and parts of northern Minnesota. That's where we have the best chance of seeing maybe some isolated 1 to 2 inches. Not widespread, but I do think there will be a few 1 or 2 inch amounts. Generally, southeastern Minnesota, though, those amounts are going to stay under an inch for us, but might whiten up the grass in a few patches, and it is going to draw down a chunk of some cooler air. Not frigid, cold air that we would expect this time of year, but cooler at least, before warmer air is back in here for next week, but not as ridiculously warm as what we've been seeing lately, at least the last couple of weeks. But Sunday night, temperatures are going to dip mostly into the teens, even single digits across northern Minnesota. That will be the coolest night in almost 2 weeks, believe it or not. Still above normal for those overnight lows, but at least a little closer. And then we're watching the real cold stuff has been trapped in Siberia, Scandinavia occasionally. Models have all been hinting at, but then going back and forth in terms of can some of that spill over into our side of the hemisphere. We'll see. The American models overnight run last night did have temperatures dipping into the teens for highs by mid-January and some overnight lows in the single digits. That's still actually not far below normal, but those are cooler than normal days, at least by a few degrees. Not Arctic air, but something anyway by mid-January. At least we can maybe thicken up the ice on some of those lakes out there. But meanwhile, all of these temperatures in the next 7 days are all still above normal. Even Sunday, the coolest day in the forecast, that high of 31 is still 6 degrees above average. And we may see teens Monday morning. I think the suburbs will, but MSP, the urban heat island, may stay near 20 degrees. And then we have another chance of maybe some flurries by the middle of next week.